Stuff from the cuffs, stuff from the cuffs. If you had it back there and you're looking for a smile, bringing hope and joy for a day that was wild. Stuff from the cuffs is here to make things bright. In a world so dark, they're bringing some light. Stuff from the cuffs. Stuff from the cuffs, stuff from the cuffs, stuff from the cuffs, stuff from the cuffs. Go Bria, go Ben, go Bess, go Brian. Stuff from the cuffs, stuff from the cuffs.
And now, coming to you live from Cufflink Studios, your hosts, Brian and Basilia. Tenants in the building!
Why you sound like that?
I just drank something cold. So you not to drink cold before you go live.
Well,
Tenants in the building!
there we go. The one before never sounds so 100. Big ups, guys. Welcome to another live in lockdown right here on Stuff from the Cuffs, where we give you fire. We give you fun.
We're inspirational.
We're real.
And we're educational.
All right.
And we're drinking something strong tonight.
No, we're not. No, we're not. We can give you a clue as to what it is that we're drinking.
Schoolboy Guinness.
Yeah, if you grew up in church and there was this particular drink that, we used to tear off the paper. Want to see who first in the chat can guess what it is.
Make it look like.
You tear off the paper when you're in school and you just easy back and sip, Easy back and sip. We used to call it the Christian liquor, yeah? So I
never call it that.
I used to call it that. So, well, there you go. Trinae already know what it is. So big ups, guys. Welcome to Stuff from the Cuffs. Cheers to another night of live in lockdown, where we continue our exciting discussion as it relates to relationships and discovering different things in relationships. But before we get into the meat of it, welcome to all our new subscribers. I see the numbers going
Sexy
up.
Sexy guy, you have to make it your life say grape juice.
No.
Grape juice is the way you drink at communion.
Yes.
Instead of wine. Right?
Yes. Are you alone do that, but really? No, I have a lot of friends who used to call it that.
Carrie Lewis, yeah, and this is the last one for the week. You missed Sunday night, you missed Monday night, but you catch tonight, so.
Oh, and we've been live every night since we started this lockdown in Jamaica 3 weeks ago.
7, 8, 9 nights now.
Yeah, so we've been doing this for 3 weeks. Wow.
We had a coloring series, and now we're on relationships.
Yes, and you need to check out that coloring series if you have not yet done so. Welcome to all our new subscribers. Welcome to the family. So very happy to have you. And if you're watching and you're new and you have not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button before you go. All right?
Yep. So for those who weren't here, we've been looking at discovering relationships, but not only discovering relationships, but discovering what is in the relationship and what we believe that a lot of people aren't getting from their relationships. So we looked at so we spelled out the letters in relationship. Romance and respect. We looked at E, emotions and economy. L, love and loyalty. A, attraction and appeal. T, trust and time. And of course, before we get into that, we're going to see the next week with the lockdown episodes. Yeah, lockdown episodes, but we don't know what we're going to be talking about yet.
Yes, so, something else exciting. So as long as we have a lockdown, so I'm guessing that if, the lockdown continues until December, we will do our best to have our live in lockdown series as much as possible. But definitely right now we are aiming to go live every night during lockdown discussing different things. So yes, and we've been doing good.
Yeah, we've been doing good. And if you're watching from JPS, please work with us.
Thank you.
Or from our internet providers, which we will not
Thank you.
Work with us. Alright. So firstly, there are 34 people who have liked the video and 49 watching. And of course, the more you like, the more other people will know that we're on, and the algorithm will pick up that the live is out and send out notification to a lot of persons. Alright, so just click the X in the live chat, click the like, and jump right back in. Alright, So let's do the roll call. B Designs, Katoria Clark, Shania, Trinae Bent, Mary Trout, Sharika Cato. Shania says first after reading 5 minutes. Oh, Shania. Fine Finley 5, J&J
Big
Sharing
ups.
TV, Sanija Plummer, Venetia Clark, Charlene Smith. My favorite peeps. Hope you had a productive day.
Thank you, we
Thank
did.
you. Nastasia Cunningham, Sexy Toya, have to make it in her life. Helia Williams, Tanise White, Shamoy Williams, Monica Callum, Beyonce in the building, Frederick Christian, Andrew Forsyth, big up bro, Chantel Tyrrell, Joan Richards, Roxanne K. Wright, Nas Smith, Nas in the building, Nostradamus, big hip hop artist from the USA, is that you, sir? Charlene Smith, Carrie Daly, Monique Thompson, again.
Who is Monique
I have no clue who
Thompson?
that is. Kerith Lewis, Delicia Thorpe, and yeah, Jackie Dunn, and Michelle, again, Michelle, our cufflinks from Loganville, Georgia, and Doreen McFarlane, Ali Codner. Ali says, finally reach live and not the recording. Run to voice. Yo, welcome, Holly. You are Hurley. You are Hurley. Yay. Tamika Barnaby, cousin. Renila Layla, Jasmine Spencer. Cindy Brown, Stephanie Perrin, Chanel Lewis, Tyrese Waugh, Christabel Latour, Mila Reeves, Shelley's Corner, and Marlene Henry. So guys,
Rashay just like him.
Lord
Rashay
of
Sutherland.
Rashay just locked back right out.
That's our student
Right out.
from NCU.
Rashay is burning up over there in foreign, you know.
Hush Rashay.
No, she's burning up YouTube and Instagram over there in foreign.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, she's breaking the internet.
Oh yeah?
That type
I need
of
to go
way.
check it out.
Mhm.
I shall, Rashay, and I'll message
Rashay
you.
posting pictures and the people them just going all over the place. You know? So if you are watching and you see anybody else in the chat who has a YouTube channel, go over, support them, give them some love, because we're all in this together, right? Yeah. So let's go.
I miss you, Rashay.
I don't.
I know you don't, but I do.
Only thing we miss I say is you used to allow me to take pictures and practice my craft and hold my craft. So if you want to come back and take some more pictures, feel free. So tonight we're going to be talking about individuality. So again, we believe a lot of people have discovered relationships. They're in a relationship, but they've not discovered what a relationship should be all about. And one of the things that we don't believe they've discovered in the relationship is your individuality. You're a couple, especially if you're married, the two have become one, but you still have to have your individuality. You cannot, let me see if I remember my bio properly. It's a symbiotic relationship where both parties are supposed to be benefiting, like a cow and the egret, or whatever it is that sits on the cow. So that eats the
Right.
fly and the cow gets rid of the fly. So both, one belly full and one is not being bothered. Versus a parasitic relationship where only one person is benefiting. So if you're in a parasitic relationship, we hope that changes for you real soon.
Yeah.
We don't suggest this way, but we're not telling you to leave either. So work on it. If you're in a symbiotic relationship where both are benefiting, kudos to you, but you still have to be individuals. You look alike as you grow older together. You become more alike, but you should allow persons to be their own selves.
Yeah, and I truly believe that even though you are married or you're in a relationship, there are still things that you probably will enjoy doing by yourself without your partner. There may be things that you will still want to do that may not necessarily directly have to do with them or the relationship. Maybe it's something that you usually did before you guys got together, and it's something that you still enjoy. Now, I don't believe that when you enter a relationship, all of a sudden your old life disappears. I don't believe in that. I don't believe that, not because you get married and you are hitched to this person, that everything that you used to do before becomes null and void, because no, this is my life and this is my person and everything revolves around them. I still believe that while the relationship will be in existence and you'll be getting to know each other more and spend more time together, I still believe that there are things that you still maintain as an individual in terms of me time, for example.
Me time?
Right.
Yo, babe, where you are going? I'm going to play football with the boys. Whoa, Who you going to play football with? My brethren them.
I'm
Where you
coming.
going? I come in with you. But no,
putting
no
on
more
my socks.
football. You're married now. You cannot go play football. You're supposed to stay home with me and the kids. Hello? Level. Not in my cabinet.
Yeah, we know of situations where persons believe that just because you are in a relationship or you're married now, that everything else as it relates to your individuality has to cease. I do believe that there is a space for your individuality to exist in the marriage, even though you're one, because you still have your preferences, you still have your things that you enjoy. We don't necessarily have to do with the person. Mind you, you can rope them in. You can rope them into the things that you enjoy. You can rope them into the things that you want to do and have them do it with you, but it still doesn't mean that the former you, quote unquote, cease to exist because you're now with somebody.
Yeah. Can you imagine if you are forced to die, so to speak, without that person allowing you, giving you space to breathe, how you become? You become sheltered, you go into a little shell, and you now you're no longer the charismatic person you were, you're no longer the extrovert you were, you're no longer somebody who has fun in your own life because you are now told not to do what you used to do before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Somebody made mention of the video games. One person plays sports, person plays video games. What we're not saying is that you should play your video games over there and I play my sports and we don't talk about it or we don't try to coexist. Right? Sometimes I can go play games with you and you can play video games with me. What we're saying is do not say, alright, this is how it is now going to be. You used to play games, no more games. You used to be on the video games, no more video games. Because I am not that type of person. Mm-hmm. I still have to exist, and in my quiet time, this is how I unwind, this is how I relax, this is how I de-stress or whatever way. Yeah, it does not have to be with you, and it does not have to be cut off completely.
Yeah. And if you find that that person, all right, for example, with the video games, if you find that your partner enjoys video games and you not too like the video games, but you realize that they spend a lot of time doing it, then there is also a space for you to just try and get involved. How about learning how to play the game? How about trying to understand the rules of the sport so that you can, actively participate when they are playing.
Ladies, I don't watch sports, I don't watch football. No. Let's put her to the test. What is my favorite English Premier League team?
Chelsea.
Color blue. So who is my favorite female tennis player?
Serena.
Alright. What else?
Barca, before you ask me.
Big ups to all the Barca fans in the building. Yeah.
And the basketball, LA Lakers.
Alright.
Kobe Bryant, I know. Kobe Bryant, I know
She passed.
Guys,
somebody said they don't like when people say significant other is the
hold on, before you go to that, when Brian and I just got married and I realized that he, I used to do a lot of schoolboy football, right, growing up. But Brian was
into... to skull and run while the people in football
that too, and get beat when I come home, but we're not talking about that. When I realized that he was so much into sports, what I did was I used to research the names of his favorite players.
Another reason, another proof, evidence to show that she loved me. She did research to ensure that she would get into my good books.
Guys, when I realized that he loved Chelsea, I researched the Chelsea players because I knew football, I knew the rules of the game and offside and all of that. So I researched the Chelsea players and all of that, so that when he was watching match, I could, engage in the conversation and point out players and all of that. And I did that with the sports or the teams that he wasn't too familiar with.
And she never did that just to say, that she can have the conversation with me. No, I'm just saying. You never do
I enjoyed
just to
it,
be, Exactly. It's important that you don't just do it to facilitate the person. Because after a while, you're going to lose it or to patronize. You're going to lose it and you're going to get tired of doing it. Develop a genuine interest.
I sincerely wanted to enjoy it with him because I realized that he enjoyed it so much. Same thing with cricket. Brian knows, I told him from earlier on that When I was in high school, I pretended to be sick so that I could stay home and watch the Great West Indies.
Rally,
And,
rally round the West Indies.
What happened?
No one forever.
What happened that day when I stayed home to watch the match was that they lost, and I got sick for true from being heartbroken, and from that I said, Met Brian know.
Power to the people.
Met Brian know him love cricket. Lord have mercy. If them lose 50 times in a row, Brian getting up and watching them.
I might not watch, but I read the scores online sometimes.
Brian still get up. So when I realized that he was into cricket so much, and it was either I just stay one side and be like, oh, right? I engaged him with T20. The series, me not know that, but I'll do the T20, and I went to matches with him and all of that. So find a way. Yes, your individuality is important, but I also think it's important to get to know and get to, try to enjoy some of the things that your partner does. Not everything is going to be enjoyable for you, and that's understandable. But there are some things that you can,
Ingrid said to cheer with them, and I would add to cry with them as well. Judine Wallace watching for the first time live. Welcome. J&J sharing TV. Now this is important. So J&J sharing TV said, or just sit there and watch or ask a few questions. Now you have to be careful with asking a few questions.
In a match, when you're trying to watch.
Ask a few, or you wait till halftime, or you wait till the match done, or before the next match. You don't want to be asking more than a few questions in the middle of the match. Oh, babe, so what just happened? Oh, him score a goal? Oh, so why is it called a goal? Oh, babe, I see 2 on the screen and 1 on the scene. So what? No. Babe, why you call him the best football player? I'm never good. Babe, what kind of shoes that? Babe, what a jersey they color? Hello. You have to be careful how you do it. You don't want to become a nuisance in trying to ask questions. Jasmine was saying earlier that she don't like when people call people their significant others their half. It would mean you're incomplete before, and as a child of God should complete you. Yeah, Jasmine, that's something we've often expressed, that when people ask who's the other half, we say our other whole, because we believe it's important to be whole before getting into a relationship. But also you're a part of a wider society, and sometimes it happens when you say your other half, but you know what you mean by it. So Lydia says her husband is a cricket fanatic. Big ups to the cricket fanatics and the cricket fans in the building.
Don't I know it?
Don't leave out the West Indies as much as they break your heart. Don't leave out the Talawas as much as they break your heart.
I watched the Talawas.
The Talawas lost about 3 or 4 games straight.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. No, not right now. Yeah.
And Carrie Daly says it's a learning process for her. And it's important that you understand it's a process. It's going to take time. Don't try to get it all in one day and try to impress him or her, and then you flop. Make a genuine interest. You don't have to genuinely like it, but be genuinely interested in something that your partner is interested in.
Yeah, and I think we spoke about it the other day that he loves to play his PlayStation. I can't bother with it, but what I will do is when he's out there playing, I used to play some games with him earlier on in our marriage, but right now
not more competition.
But it's not that, babe. You want to play with your boys.
But more competition too. They more competition.
Right. So
if
that's
you were
fine
competitive,
with me.
But I probably have played with you.
Well, that's fine with me. But for me, I prefer to be doing something else while he's doing the game. So what I will do as a compromise is that I'll keep his company around there. Sometimes when he's playing his game, I'll sit in the chair close by and I kind of put my foot on him, and when him score me, when we score, I'll inquire as to if he's winning. I'll know by his expressions, that kind of thing. So yeah, I don't necessarily play with him, but I'll keep his company. Next one.
Watching you has been so influential on my level of maturity. Hi Venetia, thank you. Even when they're doing things, you still watching today. Andrew, you saw what I did, right? And somebody says you end up learning interesting information and researching too. That's true.
That's true.
Alright, so the next one is obedience.
Lord, prepare me.
A lot of people will liken this to submission, and a lot of ladies will now perk up their ears and be ready for me. Why we have to submit? What is the submission thing? Obedience in a relationship.
Let me just say off the bat that I am still learning. Continue, babe. I'm still learning.
Shamai Williams, what if your partner wants to stop you completely from, doing your individual? What is that you did individually? Shamai, I think that is is sad. I'm not going to tell you because now we're on obedience. I'm not going to tell you that you should disobey, so to speak. But
We will say seek an intervention if
Yeah.
it's something that is going to really affect you.
and communicate to see why it is that they don't
Yeah.
want to stop you from being an individual still. Yeah. All right. So obedience, guys. I just looked up and I see the camera battery is half. So if we have to cut it in 10 minutes, please stay with us. I'm coming from a photo shoot.
You what?
I'm coming from our work. I'm coming from doing something. And I'm essential, guys. I'm essential. And the batteries, I didn't charge up before. Yeah.
And
Alright.
somebody said I look tired. I actually am.
Yeah, this waking up early for school.
7 o'clock in the
we're still
morning.
trying to have our time, so we will watching shows and then
Up until what o'clock?
We have to wake up 7 o'clock. So that's why we're drinking our energy drink.
Yeah.
tonight. So see with
For
us.
that I'm coloring later.
Alright. So Lily says getting ready for work. Big up all the healthcare workers. Guys, that's
You don't
no
hear me
joke.
say?
Big up to the healthcare workers. I don't know what kind of work you're
I
getting
did.
before.
I said coloring.
Oh, you said big ups to all the healthcare workers who are working really hard. They're putting their lives at risk, guys. So let's see if we can do our part, right? Wear your mask, social distance, wash your hands, whatever it is that you can do to help them. What does Bass do for fun that you, Brian, might try to get her with? What does Bass do for fun? You would don't see. Hashtag TikTok lady.
Yes.
Hashtag Gilberta. Hashtag Ladasha Kwan. Hashtag
Yeah.
if you go on my TikTok, guys, I'm probably 200 people and she's like 15,000 and she's probably have 2 million views and I
How
probably
much
have
thousand?
I don't know,
60.
60
2,000.
I have 2,000 and she has 200 and she has 62,000 and a lot of times, and this is for those who often say to me, go take our phone. Well, not a lot of times, but sometimes I am the one who is pushing her to get up, babe, what, what do I think about this idea? I am the one shooting sometimes and all of that. So
Giving me ideas. He helps me to produce some of them.
yeah. And it's not
Sometimes-
me necessarily,
Yeah.
but I know that's something she loves and it's something that she does well. So, the producer and me will help her.
And I love to watch my little chick flicks in terms of like Netflix shows. I
I
don't.
get all emotional.
Yes,
and
and
cry.
he will oblige me with watching them. So
And she watches the
that's how I
action
do.
shows with me, so
Yeah.
we compromise.
Yeah.
Right, so the obedience. This one we're going to be short on it because we believe to obey is better than sacrifice. It's important to be obedient. I tell a story when I teach sometimes about a little boy who was climbing the rocks with his father. They were going up, 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 up. And the little boy, he was so fascinated with nature that he got lost. And when he looked around, he realized that his father was not around him. When he actually saw his father had finished the hike and went back down. Because it's not him alone, it was I think 2 boys. The father didn't even realize that one was missing. So when he was down there, he saw his father beckoning to him. So he was wondering what it is. He couldn't hear his father, but he saw his father saying this. So he started to walk. And then when he got closer, he heard his father say, run. He started to run. When he got closer, his father said, jump. He jumped. His father said, roll. He rolled. Whatever it is that his father said, he did it. Then he came to a precipice and his father said, jump, I will catch you. And he jumped. And his father caught him. And when his father caught him and he turned around and looked, exactly where he was, a huge boulder landed. Now the little boy never asked. He never stop and make noise and daddy, why you want me to run? You don't see I have on my new shoes. Daddy, I must roll in this pretty clothes. He just did what it is that his father asked him to do. Of course we like that to God and us. But I like it to relationships as well. This is somebody who I trust. This is somebody who I believe has me or my best interest at her heart. This is somebody who, if she says jump, the human side of me may want to know why. But I do believe that it is important. I listen to her in the moment because she may see something that I don't see. She may say to me, boy, say that girl out there, all she wants is to get into your pants. And I don't see it and I say, well, even if she wants to, I don't care about that. But I still take that into consideration because she sees something that I wouldn't and vice versa. So I think it's important to just obey each other because you understand that if you're in this thing together, you want the best for both of them.
And by obedience, we don't mean that you're being the person's puppet. That's definitely not what we mean. Yes, we have discussions. Yes, if Brian makes a suggestion, I may question and ask why. Or we have a discussion about it if it's not exactly what I would do, or if we're not seeing eye to eye on different things. But at the basis of it all, we are confident that at all times, whatever it is that we are, trying to help each other with in terms of suggestions or direction or whatever directive is being given, we believe that we have each other's best interest at heart. So yes, the questions may come up. Yes, but it also depends on the situation that we're in. If it's a situation, say for example, Brian and I were hiking or something like that, and Brian said, babe, jump.
Especially if it's in an area where it's not really your specialty.
Listen, I am not gonna ask why.
Finances, I'll allow her.
Yeah.
I even question something. I say, alright, just tell me what you need, how much you need, what we need to do, and I'll do it.
Yeah, because
Where
he
do I
knows.
sign?
Yeah, because
Might
he
sound
knows.
stupid to some people, but
No, but he knows I manage our money well. He knows that I am not a spendthrift. He knows that I'm not going to just spendthrift.
Yes.
What I say, spendthrift?
Yeah, he's fine.
He knows I'm not a
See, she obey me. Like
spendthrift.
some people are like, so I correct me for.
Right, he knows that I'm not that kind of person, so he trusts me where that is concerned. So obedience doesn't mean that you have somebody has you on a stringing like a puppet. It just means that at the end of it all, we have to be confident that the person who we love and the person who we're in a relationship with, that they have our best interest at heart. Mind you, this may not be the situation for everybody.
But
Obedience is different from trying to rule somebody.
that is true.
Obedience is different.
Listen. I say you're not going anywhere tonight. Sit down inside of the house. You're going to cook my dinner and I'm going to put up my food. We're not advocating for that type of relationship. If it work for you, it work for you. So it
Yeah.
somebody says Bass is fun and a people person, I think, based on social media more than Mr. Cuff.
I am.
You're not talking.
Everybody's saying I look like I want to sleep.
Because you do.
I'm
she
tired,
said it,
guys. I'm tired, guys. That's why. But I'm thoroughly enjoying this.
Right. And we won't be long because again the battery is going, and we are tired. And we have to get ready for school tomorrow again, and I have classes, and it's hard. It's not easy. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah.
Somebody says, who raises the voice of each other? I think that's a human thing where depending on the situation and what's happening, it may happen from time to time for anybody. But it's important that you understand that, hey, you just did something that I'm not comfortable with, one, or two, what caused you to do that, so it happens. It's not something we advocate for. We're not talking
It's
to
not
children.
something we do often either, but it happens. But I can tell you that when it does happen, we catch each other where that is concerned, because that's not something we practice. So
At least I think the right word is spendthrift. Check it out.
spendthrift,
Check it out and tell us.
spendthrift. One of them. The one they don't want to spend off money. So
I know to be thrifty, so I
Spendthrift.
think it's thrifty. But check
I
it out,
know.
Aldith, and let us know.
Yeah.
I think respecting each other goes a far way where obedience is concerned. Right, that's true, Chantel. And we looked at obedience, respect earlier. And it's easier to obey somebody who you respect, who you love, who you trust. All of the things we looked at earlier. Who you are respectful of, who your emotions are tied to, who is loving, who is loyal, who appeals to you, who you trust, who you spend time with, who allows you to be an individual. So all of these things are interconnected, right? Alright, the next one is niceness. Now, I'm never really sure if we put there. The niceness came to me when I came on to end. But when I think about it is, how many of you actually enjoy niceness in a relationship? What is your little niceness in your relationship? What are the things that are unique to you guys? What little niceness in you love in our relationship? Except from coloring.
The niceness, I like when Brian and I may have a disagreement, and we just kick off literally, and he just comes and pretends like
Love
nothing
ram.
happened.
In other words, you love ram. Love ram.
He
thing.
just comes and
You watch
just
those
start
videos where you
do
see people just
something.
bounce on somebody or rub past
Him
and
just
what you touched before. Love ram.
Him just come and just behave like nothing happened. Mind you, we deal with it already, but I may still be having some lingering, lingering feelings up in my feelings. And he will just come and behave like nothing happened, just move right along. And those are some of those things that helps me to get over some things and get out of my feelings. Because when he starts doing that, then I no longer feel
gotta
like
know
I
what
need to
makes
have
her
him
tick.
up and talk. Right. It's like it gets me out of that mood instantly. I love when I love when he does little things like put my bottle of water in the freezer. Like I like cold water to drink. I like when he give me ice water without me asking. Like I ask him for some water and he give me the water with ice without me saying, babe, you can put some ice in there. Or when him carry it come there, so I say, can go put some ice in there. Just some little things that add to my comfort. I like when I ask him to scratch my back and he does it without hesitation. Or
when the reason I should laugh, guys, because sometimes,
doing
guys,
it.
at 2 o'clock in the morning, when you drop asleep, babe, touch my back. I'm like, babe, you had 14 hours before now to ask.
Yeah, but it's that
So-
time my back scratching me, but that's my little
Yes,
comfort with back scratching. So it's really just some little things. It's not I can't think of any huge thing. I can, but
It's the little things that matter,
Yeah.
guys, and find some little things in your relationships that you consider your nicest. You know, you like the way when she tickles you, or you like the way when she scratches your beard, whatever. You know? What's one common thing that you guys enjoy doing together? Well, we said sports. We said we love media, or we love movies. We love going to the beach, nature. We love a lot of things together.
yeah, we do. We have a lot of things in common, but right now, especially in lockdown, Brian knows that when he says, babe, you want to watch a movie? I'm like, yes, even when it's 2 o'clock in the morning and we know we have to wake up early. I love that. Yes, I love that. And we enjoy doing that.
Who
Bye.
tries to make it up first during a disagreement? No, that shouldn't even be a respectfully. We just believe that we both need to make it up, and it should not be alright, you should make it up or I should make it up. Being human, the person who is wrong, oftentimes, more often than not, is not going to want to respond first. Pride, ego, it goes for both
shame.
men and women. Shame, embarrassment. Yeah, the person who is wrong is not going to want to apologize first. The person who was wronged is going to want the person who was wrong to apologize to them first. It sometimes can get petty. It sometimes can get become a mountain out of a molehill. So it's just important for both persons to understand that there's a disagreement and whoever is wrong, and we need to solve it. Yeah, it shouldn't be a who apologizes first. It should be a we need to apologize to each other.
Yeah, and I just googled the word is spendthrift. You are right. So it's spendthrift. Right.
Yeah. Money. We have
Yeah, we can't upset in
men.
peace.
Good men still exist, right? So the word is spendthrift. Oh, that's what I just said.
Okay.
So little things matter and add up more. Yes, that's right. All right. So the battery is going, guys. If you see us, I think we just pick it up. We just do a video to end these. The rest of them. So we have done 2 tonight for those who are just joining. Sorry. We'll pick it up with sacrifice,
battery
honesty.
already?
It's on already. Yeah.
Okay.
So, hush guys, we're so sorry. So, like, share, subscribe, join us. We're gonna drop another video Friday. We may drop another one before, but Sunday we will be back with this series. I am so sorry. My fault. Yeah.
Yeah, he was working. So I understand. He was working.
So we're gonna go before it goes, right? I love you guys. Thank you for
Thank
joining
you so
us.
much. We
Half an
love
hour,
you.
more than enough time. Suzy,
Yeah.
you're late. Hush. Goodbye.